call this video Stan Lets His Freak Flag Fly.
Have you heard about summer snow?
Oh, that looks awful.
Your blood runs cold, but don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away.
And I forgot to do my secondary color and step to my third stage. So now I gotta do the second stage, then do the third stage so that I can move on to the fourth stage.
Could it be the morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry and start to sing? Have you heard from the sky?
Alright guys, this is gonna be an interesting one, but not for the reasons you are thinking. We're gonna be doing faux painting, which is kind of cool. But the real story is I am severely sleep deprived and partially hallucinating while I'm attempting to make this video. We were supposed to get the mega snowstorm of the year, and that never developed. I anticipated going out plowing for between 30 and 40 hours, and we only hit the 20 to 25 hour mark with our plowing. Then instead of going to bed, I stayed up and played Call of Duty, and then instead of going to bed, decided why not make a video and attempt to do some faux painting. I start to lose things, and by the time I'm done making this, I'm starting to full on hallucinate and see things that weren't there. So let's have some fun today. Alright guys, today we're going to show you some painting techniques that require very little cost in materials and just a tiny bit of skill that we're going to teach you today, step by step, to walk you through, to leave you with a product that's more like maybe leather, or if you add one extra step to this process, it'll actually make it look like a marbleized finish. Either way, and I don't know if it's going to show up in the video, but the end results cost you almost nothing. You can modify this thing and create like totally different looks with it. And the paint technique almost looks like a really deep, very kind of odd looking wallpaperish feel. And you can, now the concept is whether, I don't care if you like this, love it, hate it, I don't care. But as you learn this process, you can modify the individual steps and come up with completely different results. And it's not complicated, and it's kind of fun, and we're going to do it right now. So let's get everything set up. Alright, let's go through everything that we need to complete this project. First thing you're going to need is to set up your own table, understanding that this is going to be a messy process. Of course, you're going to need your paint. Now, you don't need specialty paint. You can use just about anything you find. This is where I keep all my extra old paint. Right, there's one. Bonus. All right, what else do we got? Ceiling paint. You're going to need paint brushes. You're going to need a stir stick. You're going to need another stick. Now in this case we have a blizzard outside, so I'm going to use a pencil. I don't want a sharp pencil, I just need like the blunt end of it. Some tape. Something to clean with. You're going to need a few different containers because you're going to be creating concoctions today. Here, birdie, 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 birdie. And of course a paint tin or two. Now, the paints, I'm going to pull just what I find out of the basement. Bags. Lots of bags. And so let's get this thing started. Oh no. Make sure the lid's all the way on before you shake your paint. This one has a screw lid, so even I can't screw it up. Flow-Troll. This is the bonus. This is really cool. If you can splurge and get yourself some of this for your project, whoo, doggy. I love what this does. It does something that paint can't do. It creates like this translucence, almost like see-through. It's really odd, but it's also really cool. That's good. So now in this case, we've got one color and we found white ceiling paint. And with that, we're gonna actually get about 4 different colors and 5 layers out of it. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. We're gonna take, I'm gonna call this the base color, and we're gonna mix that with some of the white to create our second layer color. And this is basically, do it the way you wanna do it. But when you mix it up, you gotta mix enough of it at one batch so you can do your whole thing. Now here's the thing. I did this bottom part figuring that when my wife came home and seen it, she would just tell me to paint right over it. And then she looked at it and she's like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good. And I'm like, oh no, because I didn't have the custom mix color that we're going to create on our own to be able to do enough to do the whole thing. So now I gotta try to match the color that I literally concocted and hope it blends. That's why it's important right out of the gate that your custom color that you're creating on your own, you have enough of it to do the whole project in one fell swoop, or you're gonna be like what I'm doing and hoping it works. I haven't even started and I'm dirty already. Now at this stage I like to pour the white paint and then next to it the Floetrol, and then let the white and the Floetrol begin to mix. I don't mix the whole things together. I keep some Floetrol fresh and I just mix the middle. So you can see right where those two go together. I'll mix that gooey middle layer. You see how we're starting to get those colors to swirl? Swirly, swirl, swirl. I want enough white left untouched on this side and definitely enough Floetrol left untouched on that side. We want to develop that. So, next we got to mix up our custom color. That's our third gooey color in the middle. Doesn't get mixed directly with your main color, your white, your Floetrol, or your Floetrol jug mess in the middle. So you got to keep it separate. A separate container, but in this case, our crescent box happened to have 2 lids, so we're going to use that side to make our own color. Let's do it now. So now we've got to create the layering color. This is kind of like our secondary color, and I think I just used way too much brown. Holy shnikes. And all I'm going to use is my white mixed with my base color to come up with it. But I think, oh man, I screwed that up. Oh shoot. That paint's not mixed worth a crap either. Yeah. That's what happens when you ask a dirt worker how to do fancy paint. Let's make some color magic. Magic, magic, magic. Magic, magic, magic. Paint chunks. Painting with Stan. Ooh, should we make this a regular series? Comment down below. No. Yes if you like me, no if you don't, maybe if you want to be my girlfriend. Bonus time! Here's another idea. If you actually want to get even more deep with your paint, all you got to do is take your custom color, mix in a little bit of Floetrol, not through the whole thing, but just through a portion of it, and then you'll have like a 5th or a 6th layer. I mean, see how deep you can go just using one main color and white? All right, now that you got all of your paints mixed up, ready to go and exposed to the air, you can stop yourself and say, I screwed up because I forgot to prep the wall for paint first. No! So let's do that now, fast, before that starts to dry. So the guys that plow snow for a living can probably relate with this, but right around the 30 to 40 hour range is when I start to do most of my hallucinating, and anytime I'm in the upper 30s, hitting 40s, I'm for sure hallucinating, and that's right about where I'm at with this video. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Read the comments down below because I want to hear from you snowplow guys that have experienced this. What do your hallucinations look like? For me, it's typically dark shadows that start to move in the corners, and then as it gets worse, those dark shadows start to take on familiar shapes and faces, but they're typically always just in the peripherals of my vision. Okay, so now that you have everything taped off, tape it again. No, seriously, tape it again. Did I mention this is a messy process? And this is where I start to lose things. No, I mean like literally start to lose things. You'll see in a minute what I mean. Okay, so I had the tape in my mouth and didn't need it. And now that I need it, I don't have it and know where it is. Frankie, why are you still awake?
I just get too wound up when I'm doing that. I can't just go to sleep.
You get sleep deprived and then you can't sleep. That's what happened to me today. When I was done snow plowing, you know what I did?
What?
Went home and played Call of Duty.
Oh,
Yep, I think I played Call of Duty for 10 hours. Like, just sat there kind of like in a vegetative state. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Too awake to go to sleep, but too tired to be like, too whatever to be conscious of what's going on. And so then I thought, what a better idea than let's paint.
Well,
Why not paint? And shoot a video on painting. Painting while sleep deprived. Yeah. And I can't go to bed because I still have guys out running and I've got to be on call 24/7. So even if I could sleep, I couldn't sleep.
you gotta check on them guys at all?
If I fall asleep and they call, something happens, like a machine breaks down or whatever, I gotta be there, so I can't go to sleep. I never sleep while I got guys out in the field. And that's kind of a crappy tape job. On the next video coming right out in this series, we're gonna break down this painting technique step by step. And in usual Dirt Monkey fashion, we're going to include every single mistake that we make during the process. Made it more spotty. And yep, instantly made it worse. Instantly made it worse. So the best part is this is actually kind of a tough process to screw up. And so even if you forget certain stages and certain color patterns, don't worry. You can always go back and work it over again and work it over again. And the more you work it, the better it eventually looks. And then I realized I put all of this attention into detail at work right here because I figured centerpiece of the light, blah, blah, blah. And that's right where my wife puts her home sweet home sign. So there it is before it gets covered up forever. And that's all we got for you on this one. Make sure you guys stick around because on the very next video coming out, we wrap up this project step by step.
Have you heard about summer snow? When it falls on you, your blood runs cold.
All right, you guys,
But don't you
we got her wrapped up. Let's go check out what it looks like up close. We'll just pan down because the lighting behind me is kind of wonky. Sorry about that. Tough to get even lighting in an entire kitchen. But here we go. Kind of a marbleized finish. Kind of a leather marble, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It was fun to do.